From Japan, Mutsunori Kanai. From the United States of America, from Saudi Arabia, Mahmoud El Hamid. From Tunisia, Karem Benhana. Won Jung-sik. From France, from Spain, David. From Uzbekistan, Dostan Yokubov. From Albania, from Germany, Robert Friedrich Joachim. From Thailand, Thairat Bunsuk. These are the athletes in the men's 69 kilo Group A session.
For his opening attempt at 132 kilos.
Lifting for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. His best in the snatch, 133. And we had a couple solid performances in the B group. So if he makes this, it's still third.
Pretty solid.
Yeah, kicks us off very nicely. Best snatches in the B group.
There was a 132.
132. It looks like, and 132.
Yeah.
135, 132. Best snatches to come out of that group.
Yeah, so we can't see them on the board at the moment, but with that 132, Al-Hamad already goes into third place. So there's only 2 lifters from the B session who have done more than that. I think we're going to surpass those numbers very.
Konai coming out for his opening attempt. Best snatch for him, 141 on the international stage, which he did in his home.
Japanese lifter, and quite a contingency out of Japan. Seems like every session we're seeing high quality A session lifters of Japanese descent.
Next athlete, Germany's Robert, calling for 133 kilos.
If you're wondering if there's a haze in the era, whoever is controlling the smoke machine is just having the time of their life. So so that's why there's a little haze on the competition platform.
Adds an extra element to the competition.
Yes, it does.
First, you got to find the barbell.
But you know what? Maybe the judges won't see those shaky elbows quite as much.
They've been seeing them. They've been seeing them. Here is our German athlete. He is moving up, so he will not be the athlete. Instead, there's a lot of jockeying, and it looks like at the America's own CJ Cummings will be the athlete at 135 kilos.
He looks like
although he's taking a weight back there. He's just taking an attempt.
Yeah, so that looks close to that. That's let's see, 20, 30. That's 34 under what he's listed at. Oh boy, that looks good.
So I think they're going to move up. So
yeah, it's a smart move, I'd say.
137. Yakubov is there for the lifter, 135. So he probably thought he had a little more time, and all of a sudden, in the space of a few seconds,
International lift in the snatch is 139 kilos, which was actually just done just a few months ago now. So we're very, very close to that territory. Oh no!
I think that threw him off. I think the shifting around.
Yeah, the American coaching staff, which made a change. CJ really screwed up the timing of the final lift, so he didn't even get under that lift. So
CJ has now dropped down and is coming out at 36. Uzbek lifter off.
Yeah, could have been.
That's coaching. That's part of the game.
It is.
We've got one of the best back there. We've got Piros Dimas.
Yeah, 4-time Olympic medalist, 3-time of which was gold. Yakim right now coming out from Germany. Good lift. Really solid, upright bottom. So this should bring out CJ Cummings next if that 136. Nope, I take that back. The Uzbeki lifter, Yakubov, will likely come out for 135. Where he did the high pull. And it was pulled quite high, I must add.
So here is Doston Yakubov of Uzbekistan.
Yeah. Oh boy, so this is rough.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully this doesn't screw up. See, I'm thinking of CJ back there, but you know, when I saw him do that, what I believe was 134, I just got butterflies in my stomach.
In shape, you know, we both are obviously big fans. We've been following him. Been a little quiet on social media recently. I think they're playing it smart.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, not letting the competitors know quite what he's capable of, but I'm excited.
Right. There's a lot of hype around him as a current world record holder,
yeah.
and much of it's deserved. So I think it's wise to kind of quiet down a little bit on the social media.
The Uzbek lifter Doston Yakubov waiting in the wings for his first attempt. Uzbek lifter has just over a minute and 15 seconds left now to make a decision. Does he want to move up? Or does he want to come out and try to make this 135?
Yeah, it would actually buy him if the other lifts, if not going to go to 136, the German lifter, he's going to go up. So if CJ is actually going to take 136, it would buy him at least a minute.
Yeah, get him a little bit of time.
Which it may be worth it. It may be worth it, but
no, he's coming.
Yeah. So do or die situation here in the snatch. Nobody wants to be here, but reality sets in, and he just needs to make the lift. Yep.
That will.
Not just a single open hand smack, but a double open hand smack right to the face. Yakubov.
His crowd is behind him. Energy in the venue tonight.
goodness.
Head, you know, he's got that mix of emotions now, I'm sure, of why didn't I do that first? But at least I did it.
That's right.
Did it when it counted.
And you know, that just brings up the great point of you could hear the crowd really, really. Everybody's really rooting for everybody else. Doesn't matter what country you're from. And it's just
we want to see made lifts.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now, America's own CJ Cummings. This is his heaviest opener in international competition.
So it looks like CJ Cummings is in shape.
I think he's been doing some push-ups. I think he came ready to lift.
Well, you know, I see a little bit of facial hair too. You know, he's grown up a little bit. It's amazing.
Look at that. I mean, it's funny. We've seen him literally a kid, still a youth lifter, born in 2000, but we've been following him since I think I saw him first when he was 13 or so, 12 or 13.
Yeah, right around that area. But boy, was that easy. So I knew he was capable of. The American records, of course, 140, and that's the senior American record. He holds the junior and youth national record. So that's exciting. That's really.
He can stay. I'm looking at what some of the other snatches are. If he can end up in that 140, 142 range, he's in a great position going into the clean and jerk.
Mid to low 40s is a wonderful position for him to be in because we all know he can pull out a big clean and jerk. And you know, for any lifter, meaning he was born in 2000.
Any of you who don't, the one person out there who doesn't know CJ Cummings, what sort of rock are you under?
Yeah.
All the coaches clustered around them. Two of our American coaches there, the great Piros Dimas and Mike Gattone.
So right now, David Sanchez Lopez is being called out for 138, but he's putting on the jacket as the clock.
Very casual.
Yeah, it's a little. Okay.
Moving up to 140. So there's a lot of movement, and now we come back to Mahmoud Mohammed, Saudi Arabia.
His best lift in international competition is 133, so this is a huge improvement.
And it's a 6 kilo jump.
Yeah, that's a bit ambitious. He looked pretty good though on that opener.
Yeah. That's a close. Does have one more attempt, so a slight correction of position. I think I'll have that. I think he can make that. He will have a little bit of time unless Germany's Joachim moves up.
So we've got to 140. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 lifters now are asking for 140 as their opening attempt. So
I wonder if a number of them are feeling the pressure after seeing that opening by CJ, because they know come ready to clean and jerk.
I'm feeling the pressure.
So luckily we're not competing.
Very, very luckily, yes.
Japan's Mitsunori Konai. 5.
Oh, a nice
Very
lift.
good. Yeah.
Nice lift.
So with that, he leaps ahead quite a bit there.
You know, we're really consistently seeing at least 2 out of 3 lifts by the Japanese team. So they're doing an excellent job of both coaching and executing as the athletes.
Al-Humaid Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for his third and final attempt. Let's see if he's made the correction.
That's it.
Yeah.
Consider that that's a personal best by a long shot is really, really impressive. He's got to be pretty happy with that. So even with all the snatches we've seen, we still don't have somebody in first place in the snatch. So there must have been somebody who did a big snatch out of the B session.
But so I wonder what that means. Was there a C session? I don't.
Maybe, perhaps. Right now, Frederic, his second attempt at 139. The Germans, typically a team of technicians.
His best lift in this discipline earlier this year at the European Championships.
39 overhead looks good.
You know, didn't look quite as good as the opener. Looked a little shakier, but not bad. Makes on the board with that.
Not bad lifting. So CJ right now is listed at 139, which would bring him up.
Is my suspicion.
Yeah.
Or maybe put 140. Nope, he's coming out at 139. Okay. So they're playing it a little conservative, knowing that they just need to stay competitive.
Yeah.
Or setting him up for a 141 on his third and final. And him, obviously, both of us, very much rooting for him.
Holy smokes, CJ Cummings just blowing 139 out of the water.
Our youngest competitor, still a youth athlete. That's huge. That he is, again, he's got to just stay with them and
That's
then,
right.
you know, uncork him for the clean and jerk. So
now his coach, Ray Jones, is lifts. The fact that he didn't really get emotional there makes me think there could be a lot more in the
maybe he knows that wasn't heavy. It didn't look heavy.
It did not look heavy. Absolutely not.
Here's an athlete who technically in the snatch really among the specialists too, I would say.
And a junior lifter.
Yeah, born in '97. Last year was a junior. Mirko Zanni.
Nailed it on the head there, Dr. Boffin. Very, very proficient. No wasted energy throughout the lift. Well done.
So he's had a pretty solid career already. Going back to 2012, best snatch internationally was earlier this year, European Championships, where he did 143.
So now we're seeing the French competitor. We may be seeing, we're seeing the Spanish lifter David Sanchez Lopez coming out now for his opener. Who were listed at 140, but they moved up. Multiple lifters moved up to either 140, 142. Juan, of course, saw is opening at 141. 140 on the bar right now.
Very fast.
Very, very good lift. You see the Rio Olympic tattoo. He is an
Back in Houston when the Worlds were here, he snatched 140.
And now opening with that.
Yeah.
So the lifter becomes CJ, but that's I don't think that's going to Again, the American record, senior American record, stands at 140. So anything above that,
141.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yep.
And that's a smart move.
Yeah,
Break it by 1 kilo, and it keeps you nice. The most dangerous other competitor is going to be Jong-sik Won of Korea.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tunisia's Kerem Ben Nia, is also. EJ just needs to stay within 5-6 kilos.
And French's Matam just pointing to his elbows. He's got that little bit of bend in his overhead position, so he's just pointing that out to the referees.
He's looked pretty strong in
the muscle development is unreal.
He's very fast.
See, and there's that little bit of a bent elbow sort of receiving position, but it doesn't move. It doesn't adjust as he's moving up as he stands. So
indicated
that's
it to the
legal.
judges, and so on the board for Kinge Moton with 141.
It did look a little heavy. So it's going to be interesting to see how many more kilos he can squeeze out of it.
So in the past, he's been good for 147. That was at the World Championships in. I don't know that we're going to get that out of him today, but
I would be surprised.
2 more kilos.
Yeah. So Japan's Mitsunori Kanai coming out for his third and final attempt, 104. And this matches his personal best that was done last year in Tokyo. Very important. And a successful one.
Yeah.
Very nicely done. And again, we still have yet to see somebody surpass that #1 spot in the snatch. So there was somebody in that B session that we're not snatch at some point yesterday. So Germany's the same weight, 141 kilos, only 2 kilos up from that second attempt at 139. It did look a bit heavy. I think a 2 kilo increase is the smart move here. Results. 141 is his maximum he's ever done in international competition, which was done at Europeans just this year in Split.
The 139 looked a little heavy.
That looks significantly better than that 139.
Dr. Westbrook, you said the Germans, they bring technique, and you were not kidding. That was a really nicely executed lift and a 3-for-3 day for Jaime there.
Yeah, and again, just the discipline of get heavier. That's real impressive.
And now for a new American record.
Right down the list.
141, CJ Cummings.
The Phenom. And a new American record right up and down. Junior, youth, senior. Holy smokes, was that amazing or what?
Excellent work, and 3-for-3 in the day.
He's on fire. He's absolutely on fire.
Look at that lift, and I gotta say, it looks good for more.
Bones back there, but you and I both know we could probably add another 4 or 5 kilos.
I think so, but you know what? Played it smart.
Yeah,
got the record, and now he's really just where he wants to be going into. He's got another lift where he's even better, the clean and jerk.
Boy, he is in great position. So,
Yeah.
so these other lifters are really going to need to make some distance between CJ's 141 and whatever they can do.
Korea's Jeonsik Won coming out. The Olympic Games last year, he managed 143 in the snatch. His best ever is 1. Done back in 2013.
Boy, he looks like he's in good shape.
Okay, and so here's the thing. He is also quite strong. Best is 182, but I believe I've seen more recently. I don't know if it's in training.
Well, he's opening with
listed
at
at
180,
yeah.
which is even more than CJ is listed at, because CJ's listed at something big.
Thailand next.
Brikan Kalka of Albania coming out for his opening attempt at 142. A big lift. The best B session lift. That 142 by Juan was enough to put him in first place temporarily.
So someone must have done, 41.
Very nice.
On the board with his opening attempt at 142.
And he did 145 in Rio last year, so I think we're going to see some pretty big weights.
He looks ready for that.
Imagine it's going to be a 145, maybe even a 146 on his second attempt.
Tomorrow we'll be seeing another great 77s.
Yep.
Among the fastest athletes I think I've ever seen.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Right now, Thailand's Thairat Bunsuk, opening attempt, also 142.
Every kilo counts here. Stand. Good lift.
Yeah.
So his best, it's looking like 140.
Internationally, yeah, it's 140. So he came in shape. He's not the most consistent based on past performances. Number of 1 for 3 performances, but he can make a few others. But with that 142, he's in the running, in a good position.
It was a fairly confident lift, but it did look somewhat heavy. It's extremely heavy. There's no doubt about that. Kingu Matam right now coming out for his second attempt, just 2 kilos up from that opener at 141, and again, French coaching staff.
So the European Championships this year only made 1 out of 3 snatches, but in previous competitions he's been good for 2 out of 3. Year going back to Rio.
That looked heavy. Yeah, it really did.
Yeah.
So you have to assume he's going to repeat with that same weight.
Not been quite at his best since Houston. 2015, Houston, he snatched 143 on his opener, then 147 on his second attempt. Since mid to high 30s and about 140, 142. So not quite there right now, certainly, what he did in Houston.
Now, Bunsuk was listed at 143, of course, waited to move up, which again is a smart move by the coaching staff. So now that's eliminated the 2-minute clock. Is Matam to have now only 53 seconds left to go out there and make this 143.
He could make a change to 44. There are a couple of athletes requesting 44.
Yeah.
But that looked heavy, to be honest. I'm not sure you want to add another kilo.
To pull this thing out, if I were a gambling man, I would bet against this lift.
Yeah, it looked heavy. Maybe now we haven't seen him in a little while. Maybe. For him, Paris 2011. Yeah.
So he's credited with his opening attempt at 141, which isn't a bad position.
Yeah.
He's a decent clean and jerker. He's not super strong, but who knows? Sometimes a bad snatch day can lead to a little bit more motivation to have. Italy's Mukozani is coming out for his second attempt at 144.
It's been a while since we've seen him.
Yeah. But he's a junior lifter, you know. He's always warm and ready.
Always ready. So European Junior under 23 championships, I believe it was. Junior European championships this year. Mirko managed only 137 in the snatch. But beyond that, before that, his best was 143 international.
Just sort of laying down there. I'm going to assume that he's just kind of napping for now, just kind of resting until those clean and jerks come up.
Yeah, so, he's got a while, and he's probably going to be in the middle toward. Mirko Zani, 144, second attempt.
Wow. Happy about that.
Really, really excellent work there. Looking at some of these results, he's pretty consistently good for 2 or 3 snatches. So,
and that beats what he did at split already.
Yeah.
So with one attempt remaining, it really almost caught and just rode it back.
Almost threw it over a little bit behind the head, but steadied it, made the correction. Really excellent work.
So David Sanchez Lopez coming out for his second attempt. Same weight, 144 on the bar. Oh no, very fast, but just a little shy of getting it high enough to catch. So again, if he does, he's the only lifter asking for that weight, so he will have to follow himself.
Now if he moves up to 145, might buy himself a little time.
Yeah, a lot of time actually, because right now we've got 3, 4 other lifters calling for that third attempt. I have a feeling he's going to take this again. I think that's the smart move here. And only one lifter that we have yet to see, Tunisia's Karem Ben Hnaya, who's opening with 140. Interesting to see if the Tunisian lifter is somebody who can really pull out a big snatch, because he's going to need it. He's really going to need it.
Yeah. Ben Hnaya in the past has been good for up to 2015 Worlds, so that's a weight he's handled more recently. He's been good for in the mid to high 40s. Right now, Spain's.
And he's not even giving himself the entire recovery period that he's been allotted, so he feels ready.
This equals his best international snatch.
Unfortunately, didn't even pull it. Really just deadlifted the weight. So not what you want to see, but the bar is going to move up to 145, which will bring out the Tunisian lifter, Ben Hnaya.
That's going to call the one athlete we haven't seen, Tunisia's Karem Ben Hnaya. Again, someone who had competition at the Olympic Games in Rio, did 147 earlier that year. Also did 147.
Last time he was in the States in Houston, it looks like he did 150.
Yeah. So pretty consistently going back to 2013, 2014, 2012 even. Excuse me, or 2013. He's been in the 40s snatching. So let's see what kind of shape. fast, but a little soft in that catch.
This is an interesting development. It did look a bit heavy.
Did. Could just be a matter of making the correction. Very fast under the bar. Had it overhead, but not where you wanted it.
So
there's nothing impeding his movement.
No,
certainly.
No, not
very
at all.
fast.
Even
in the meantime.
Yeah. Even the smoke in the air is not going to slow him down.
No, that fog machine is still going. Right now, Breakin Kalya of Albania, 145. 3 kilo increase over his opening attempt.
No lift. Okay. And again, this weight was his opener that he made at the Olympic Games in Brazil last year. So we know he's capable of it. This could be that determined 45 or 146 really could be talking about going home with a medal, with maybe even a gold medal. Who knows? So we still have a total of 5 competitors. Tarat Bonsuk right now for 145. I tell you what, it's been a long time since we've seen him. It looked almost like the same lift. And he is
very happy.
The Thai fans
very happy.
Are going crazy too. So what a great lift. I think that lift may be worth some.
Let's take another look at it. Really nicely done there.
Excellent job, and really psyched about that, and still won.
Said though, I think that is going to be a very strong lift for podium position. Right now, of Tunisia. It is exceptionally rare for him to competition since 2013. Excuse me, 2012.
Wow. And a fairly wide grip for this body class.
Yeah, he's almost collar to collar.
Gets very low. No. Oh boy. So he's in the do or die situation.
Yeah.
Boy. What a development here. Okay, so now there's only 2 asking for this weight. Mercosani of Italy is asking for this, but I have a feeling he's going to move up because he completed 144 just probably about 5 or 10 minutes ago. So I'd be very surprised. Which brings out Kalya, who just moved up to 146, and now back to Ben Hanaya here for 145.
So he loses that 2-minute clock. Monitor strategizing.
Only six attempts remain. So okay, so every single competitor is asking for 146. There's only one competitor who's on his second attempt, and it's Won of Korea.
Let's see if he's actually going to come out to take it. The clock is running on him.
We don't see him anywhere.
I wonder if... Here he is.
Yeah, here he is. I think it's smart that he takes this weight. And 142 was very convincing. His 142 opener was probably the most convincing snatch at that weight or greater.
Out of All Stars he's got on too.
Just a beautiful pair of shoes. Wow. So 146 done fairly easily.
I'd say he looks good for more. Now that's an international competition PR, I believe.
Yeah, by 2 kilos. 144 was his best, which was done by in 2013. So gotta feel good, you know, 4 years later to do a personal best.
So very fast movement under the bar. Gets nice and low.
Outside of Warner asking for 146.
Here comes Italy's Mirko Zanni. Third attempt, 146.
And again, since Juan did that on his second attempt, even if Mirko Zanni makes this lift, it still won't move beyond where Juan
to second in the snatch.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. So close.
You know, that was really, he had it overhead, but the bar started moving a little bit, and it's a lot. Once that much mass starts shaking.
Class of P equals MV. Mass times velocity is momentum, and a lot of mass and a little velocity is still a lot of momentum.
Yeah.
So it's hard to stop that bar.
I tell you, it doesn't get any closer than that. And
nice little view of those hook sleeves there.
I wonder if Nat paid for that. Right now, Braiken Kalya. Third attempt. Missed 145 in his second. 1 kilo increase.
And this would be a personal best on the big stage. Now he's pretty upset about that. So 3 lifters remain. I believe 146 brings out Bunsuk from Thailand, but I have a feeling he's going to move up because he made 145.
It's going to be the Tunisian lifter, Karem Ben-Nia.
Heck of a lot of time by moving up that single kilo, which is good, but he just really needs to put this together.
There's our Korean athlete. He's still got 1 attempt left. Jong-sik Won.
And our current leader in the snatch.
Yeah.
Being the first person successfully snatch 146.
So Karem Ben-Nia, Tunisia needs this lift.
And again, everybody in the crowd really cheering him on to try to make this attempt. Wonderful to see. Do or die here.
Who usually makes a majority of his snatches, so it has been a long time since he's been in this situation. The same thing happened. Ended up missing all 3. I wonder if the elbow's bothering him. He's rubbing it right now, but unfortunately, no snatch. And this is a big development for all of our athletes, but especially for CJ, because this guy was
standing on the podium. So the fact he will not be on the total podium is a very significant.
Really changes the dynamic.
Tarat Bunsuk, third and final attempt here on the bar, which will move him from second place into first beyond Juan Korea. Needs to hold. The Thai lifter does it, and he is excited about
Thai fans going nuts. He's going nuts. That is huge. Now, again, we talk about the dynamic changing.
Wow.
So Duk is really in the mix with that lift.
So which won't change his placement unless he increases that by 1 kilo.
I think he's going to go to 148.
Yeah, because he did 146, so a 1 single kilo just wouldn't seem. That's the smart move here.
Yep. And again, he is the stronger athlete in the clean and jerk, at least per the entries, or at least per what they're requesting. He's also done a little bit more than Bunsuk. Bunsuk 9 internationally, won 1.
And remember, Juan's best snatch before today was 144. So that 146 that he did in the second attempt was a personal best. So this is just making that personal best even. Wow.
Oh boy. That's
Wow.
a nice lift.
And that is your snatch gold medalist, Jung-Sik Hwan of Korea, snatching 148 on his third and final attempt.
That was a great shape. He came ready to lift.
Unbelievable. What a finish here. Look how beautifully executed this into the hip. Smooth down, beautiful.
From Japan, Mutsunori Kanai. From the United States of America, from Saudi Arabia, Mahmoud El Hamid. From Tunisia, Karem Benhana. Won Jung-Sik. From France, from Spain, David. From Uzbekistan, Dostan Yokubov. From Albania, from Germany, Robert Friedrich Joachim. From Thailand, Thairat Bunsuk. These are the athletes in the men's 69 kilo Group A session.
So maybe he's got a little bit of an injury and no reason to push it at this point.
Right now, Spain's David Sanchez Lopez coming out, opening attempt 165 kilos. He managed 140 in the snatch. Clean and jerk is 177.
That looks to be a good lift.
Yeah.
And you know, it seems like these lifters to the competition platform.
Yeah, they came to lift. Nice clean. Next athlete.
Kanai. Like, oh no, I take that back.
Joachim. Germany's Joachim, looks like. He's listed at 167. Although we're seeing some movement at the table, including by the German team.
His shirt that he uses to stay warm, so he's sort of assuming that he's probably going to be up next.
Mitsunori Konai.
Yeah.
You were right. Here he is. Ended up with a 141 snatch.
Jerk is 172, so not far from that mark. So we're down to just 11 competitors with the best clean and jerk out of the B session was 167, done by Herrera out of Ecuador. Kunai of Japan, 168.
Yeah, okay, so with that, surpasses the B group.
Yeah, it starts with those feet almost together in that frog style start in the clean. And it seems to work pretty well with him, although he did lean a little forward there. But really took the jerk home.
I think we'll have a number of athletes calling for 170 next, and it looks like 170 or so is going to be a popular weight. In the snatch, we saw the same thing. A lot of athletes. And so you could be moving up only a couple of kilos, but waiting quite a while. Right now, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia's Al Humaid coming out for his opening attempt in the clean and jerk. Ended up with 138. 170 is not quite Al Humaid's best. 4, but we're close to that mark.
Yeah, fast approaching. A lot of lifters that were calling for weights between. Nice clean. Good opening attempt. You could actually hear the bar slide by those neoprene sleeves.
Yeah.
Not
audibly.
Yeah, very audibly. Knees out of the way, but obviously it worked out just fine for him. And of course, reflecting back on the youth, 185 kilos. So we've seen he's in snatch shape. Let's hope that he's in clean and jerk shape also.
Looked great. He lifts. Robert Joachim coming out. His opening attempt, 170 kilos. Best on the international stage was earlier this year at the European Championships in Croatia. He did 176.
Oh, just beautiful.
Yeah, very upright in the clean.
Yeah. That's like.
Listen, all the Germans speak English. I mean, that's a country where they work hard at things.
Yeah,
other languages, but he let everyone know, I did this. Yep.
Yeah, and you saw there that beautiful extension, but stayed upright during the extension. Didn't really straight behind him or upwards at the ceiling. So just technically beautiful lifting. So that's going to bring up 5 kilos from that opener at 165, which was quite convincing, I must say.
Mirko Zani's best international clean and jerk is 167. So this.
Oh boy.
Oh, holding the knee.
That almost looks like either a cramp or maybe a hamstring.
Something.
Yeah.
There is Dr. Lavalle.
Oh boy, that didn't look good.
Yeah, I think maybe that is
stance.
Yeah.
And so, something. You know, again, a lot of these lifters are losing a lot of water weight right before they lift, so it could be a matter of cramping.
I think there was something. So he had a underneath the knee sleeve, so I wonder if it wasn't something bothering him going into it.
Oh no, so that's Sanchez Lopez of Spain doing a pull.
Did that on his last snatch as well.
Yeah, so we were actually just talking not long ago about the ability to sort of stop thinking when you get on the platform and just allow your body to do the lifting is such an advantage.
For athletes in general, that's the key, is to silence. Ooh, Dr. Tamer Shayan there.
President of the IWF.
President of the IWF. But so I think it is kind of a cramp or something.
Yeah, they're trying to massage
the calf there. Sure, we're going to see him again. I hope we do. He is the lifter right now, unless they're putting a change in.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
they may have
he made a gesture. I'm not sure. He made a gesture.
He got it.
So Mirko Zanni, withdrawing from the competition, ends the day with a 309 total.
Currently in second place, but that's going to change.
Yeah, and that equals his best total. So better not to push it. He goes home with a bronze medal.
Yeah, you can't complain about bringing some change home.
No.
So that's going to bring up Sanchez Lopez for his third attempt at 170.
But he doesn't look ready yet. He's unwrapping draw as well. They're running the clock down. He's only got about 30 seconds right now.
I'm assuming that he knows he's the lifter. So he might just not have it upstairs right now.
Yes, they're working on Zanni right there.
Yeah. So some interesting developments there in the clean and jerk. So we're
15 seconds left for Sanchez.
Shoes are off. Yeah.
So clock running down. We can count Sanchez Lopez out.
So that would bring up next Kinge Matam out of France for 172 if he sticks with that weight to come out.
So in a very short period of time, we've seen 3 athletes out of the running, now down to 9 competitors.
Yeah, the Italian junior lifter still limping off there.
Promising future. Again, really a snatch specialist so far, but plenty of room to improve in the clean and jerk. Hopefully we'll see him again.
We can see converted to the squat jerk, and we just saw him do an easy 160 there. I've seen some training videos as much as 180, which really don't look like. Very interesting to see what he can do.
Dragan Kalya of Albania is the lifter, but nope, we are moving all over the place. German, it might be the German Robert Keim, but they made a change.
No, not going to be Germany. I think we're going.
Kinge Matam.
At the moment, yes, but that could jump to 75, and then it would probably go up to CJ Cummings.
And I think there's the French coach making a change. Nobody wants to get out here on the platform.
Boon Suk now is listed at 174. So, and again, I don't see is going to be the weight here. And this will be the opening attempt for Boon Suk, who had an excellent day in the snatch, finishing medal.
He's been good. Past 2 international competitions, he's made his opening clean and jerks. But if you go back to 2010, he's a little more inconsistent on that opener. No,
he typically will make the lift,
He actually missed his opener in Houston a couple of years ago.
Smooth, clean. Oh, no.
So misses that weight, and let's see what happens. Now, the German up, but if he wants to kind of put the screws in on Tarat Bunsuk, he'll hop to 175, taking away or forcing him to go out immediately under a 1 minute clock, and they're doing that right now.
The change is happening.
There
now,
it is.
What's interesting with Bunsuk is if he moves up to 175 and the other lifters actually start, so it's too little time or too much time.
Yeah, exactly. You're caught between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, yeah. So I think that's better than waiting a whole probably 10 minutes for the next lift.
And here he comes.
And these guys, these are light competitors, and typically the light lifts. So I don't think.
But he did a lot of that lift.
He did.
Did the whole clean. Did
a
lot of the jerk. Just didn't recover. So
yeah.
CJ Cummings, we're hearing, apparently has 170 loaded in the back, and he's listed opening at 175. But if he's doing 170,
no, that's.
I have a few big jumps in the clean and jerks.
But they usually get one in before those big jumps happen.
I think he's gonna. I think 177.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Second attempt.
Best internationally is 179. Strong clean. Yeah.
Good move by the coaching staff and a nice lift.
And that's great. I mean, again, he is our snatch silver medalist, so he can kind of relax a little if he wants, see where things go. He's currently as a total.
So 175, CJ Cummings is the lifter currently, unless they decide to move up. Dr. Bapa's voting for a 177. We did just say 177.
Coach Mike Catone,
oh, 177. Look at that.
Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if he calls for even more, but I think it's going to be 177.
Lift to be called for is 180 by Juan, who of course won the snatch. So it's going to be a very close competition. Right now, Kingematam of France, 75, and again, he'll probably point to those elbows, which he didn't. Maybe the
in the jerk, the lockout's a little better.
Yeah, he's got that really wide grip on the jerk.
Best international jerk.
And looks to be good.
It's on the board. Looked a little heavy, though.
Yeah, it did look heavy. What's amazing, too, is if you watch the hand position, it's not even. The other, and you'll see that here as he transitions his grip. If you look at where the right hand and the left hand are, it's different in comparison to where that knurling is.
So things looking a little heavy for him today. Doesn't look quite as in form as we've seen him in the past. It'll be interesting to see what he can do. But with that, he moves into second. Of course, a number of athletes remain right now. Albania's Braiken Kalja getting a nice slap in the face from
Asenice.
2004 Olympic champion Asenice.
That's a nice person to have. Kalja's best in competitions 183, so in international competition.
Right at 3 in the clean and jerk.
Oh, really nice lift.
Yeah. Okay.
And the little Mojo production sign on his singlet didn't get in the way.
No.
It's
not a problem for him. Very fast.
Yeah. And again, he's got that on and off switch with that overhead lock position.
So right now, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia's Al-Hamad 75.
So Juan just dropped down to 178 for his opening attempt.
Ooh.
Oh, and you know what happened? The same thing happened on his opening attempt, where he really hit that. The bar slid right heavy to kind of get in his mind as it happened.
Right now, Germany's Joachim coming out for his second attempt, 175. He's done 170. Had his best international competition to date, European Championships in Split in Croatia. Did 141, 176 there. He's all that mark in the snatch.
And interestingly, Yukubov moved up to 176, which is why we're now seeing.
Nice clean.
Oh boy. So close. So he's going to have one more shot at that. He is the only competitor asking, excuse me, there's one other competitor who just missed that weight previously, didn't even pull it or even try to get under it. So I think the weight's going to stay the same for both these competitors. I think that's a smart. And again, he just needs to get those knees back a little bit as it's passing through. Oh no, just another pull. Again, you could hear it. You could hear that.
Yeah.
Rubbing against the knee sleeve once again. For Al-Hamad. So that's going to bring back, let's go back to the German Joachim for his third and final. Getting ready for some big lifts. Of course, the youth world record holder at 185, and we're hoping to see him exceed that mark. Germany's Joachim, 175 kilos. Beautiful technician here, but this is a lot of weight. Heavy clean. Yeah, I would have been
heavy. Back foot slipped a little bit too, I think. In the end, I don't think it mattered all that much. I think it was a bit heavy. Ends the day 4 for 6, 141 in the snatch. Perfect day in the snatch, 170 clean and jerk for a solid 311 total as a 69-kilo athlete.
Yeah. So this brings up the Uzbeki lifter, Yukubov, coming out for 135 in his final snatch, really in that do-or-die situation. So hopefully he's really going to come back and have a nice run here in the clean and jerks. He's done as much as 177 kilo below his international best. Very fast.
Looks good.
That's a great
shape. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rough day in the snatch. Only managed 1 out of 3 on his final attempt, 135, but he's making up for it. He came ready to clean and jerk.
That's right.
Japan's Kunai is the lifter right now. Took a big increase, made 168 on his opener, is now coming out 176. Yeah,
and a heck of a lot of time.
Yeah, international PR. He's done 172 on the international stage. I don't think he's done more.
And boy, does he look skinny. Just barely outside of the ranks of a junior lifter by only a year.
Last few competitions, it's been good for 2 out of 3 clean and jerks.
Good clean. Wow.
And so far, he's 2 for 2 here.
For the Japanese lifter, I don't know.
One judge didn't like something of that, but I don't know what.
There's nothing to unlike about that.
No, and the jury doesn't seem to be making any fuss.
Great clean.
So that lift should stick on the board.
Oh, just maybe. Oh boy, that's a hair of movement on that.
I didn't see it. Now, America's C.J. Cummings coming out for his opening attempt, 177 kilos.
The board says 185. So I think that's wrong.
No, but he's coming up.
Yeah.
He's going to come out for 177. I'm not sure why. Did there. Oh, wait. King of Matam.
For some reason,
it's coming out for the lifter.
Do you think CJ's actually going to come out and open with 185?
I don't know what's going on.
That is.
I wonder if King Matam to jump ahead of him, throw him off a little bit.
Okay, so now it says 177 for CJ. And this should be CJ Cummings right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
No, so there's a mix-up.
Yep. Because
very frustrating.
Getting mentally prepared to walk out on the platform, then have to turn around, not lift that's a big mistake.
Yeah.
And again, that's to no fault of the athletes or the coaching staff, but this lift should be CJ.
Athlete.
So CJ Cummings is getting ready. Piros Dimas getting him pumped up for this opening attempt at 177. The youth. CJ Cummings coming out for his opening attempt in the clean and jerk.
Made all 3 snatches, including an American record on his 3rd attempt, 141.
Easy clean. Going off. Oh, no. So, of course, the squat jerk enters another element of difficulty in the lift. And, of course, this is the first time in the international stage we've seen him do this.
Yeah.
Cover with that. And you'll see just how easy that clean is.
Now, Dr. Westbrook, that's the first time he's missed his opening clean and jerk in international competition ever.
And really, again, that timing between the Frenchman and CJ really kind of screwed them both up, I think.
Yeah.
So King Matam of France coming out for his 2nd attempt at 177 here. Just 2 kilos above his opener. Wow, fires under the bar.
Okay.
Wow.
He's operating at his limits right now, I think.
Yeah, he is. But the fact that he did that after coming onto the platform, being forced off, then. So, again, maybe if you add a kilo or 2 to that, I don't know.
I don't know.
Can we do half kilos?
Not anymore.
So this compete with that same weight, he would have to move to 178 to buy himself any time. Juan is.
They're making a change.
Yeah, they are.
They're making a change. There's Coach Catone making a change.
Again, you're talking about a youth world record holder. So
you're going to 179.
Okay, so that brings up our snatch gold medalist, Jung-Sik Won of Korea to come out for 178, but I don't see. And he looked fantastic in the snatch. So going to be interesting to see if he can continue that momentum here into the clean and jerk. Personal best back in 2011 in the World Championships that were in Paris. Disneyland Paris, I believe. And we're so close to Disneyland.
Euro Disney.
Euro Disney, that's right. Great clean. Moves right. Oh, a lot of bend in the elbow.
Judges, I don't think so. And if the judges give it to him, the jury, nope.
And that's surprising because solid for him.
Yeah.
So it's odd to see that little bit of bend there in the elbow for a lifter like that. And he really rushed. I mean, no time between the elbows there.
Yeah.
Unlock and then relock.
This is going to call out C.J. Cummings for his second attempt.
178 on the bar, 1 kilo up from that opening attempt.
Out is certainly behind him.
Yeah, absolutely. He went 3 for 3 in the snatch. Currently in 9th place in the snatch. Needs this to post a total. Great clean. Oh no. So
Wow.
this is an interesting development.
And this is a position he has not.
It's odd because it's really it doesn't seem like it's the weight, it's the stabilization at the top. And he did get a bit lower there, going after that squat jerk, but just a little shaky up there.
I don't know.
Or what the problem is, but fortunately he does have time since Won of Korea had that last lift turned down, so he's also going to come after that same. Clean, and that's a much better position.
Yeah.
And really confidently, I think he's sending a message there. I think he's good for some. He's going to stick with this 178. We all know that he's capable of. Can he stabilize the weight?
This is his first international competition breaking out the squat jerk.
Yeah, it is.
So it is new.
Yeah, so
he's coming out.
Yeah, we see the coaching staff following CJ.
Come on, he's ready.
The crowd's behind him. Everybody wants to see him make this lift.
Yeah.
178. Great clean. Needs to steady. That is an odd
first
situation
time that's happened
for him. Yeah, it's
first time we've seen that happen with C.J. Cummings. That is really,
you know, even as he's settling there, waiting to jerk. And it's that feeling if you cut weight or your energy levels just aren't as high. So who would have thought that we'd see CJ go 3 for 3 in the snatch, then 0 for 3 in the clean and jerk. And warm-ups were great. Yeah. It's hard to say what happened there.
Lifter.
Yokubov, excuse me. 179, and it's been a long time since we've seen him. Close. Above his opener at 176. And a really another great lift out of the Uzbeki lifter there. So he's good for at least a few more kilos from there.
And the landscape changes now. Athlete pull out. We've seen an athlete, unfortunately, CJ Cummings bomb out, and so the landscape is a bit different now. Although I do think Youngsuk more or less, maybe not untouchable, but
pretty close.
Tyra Punsuk of Thailand is going to have to really.
So right now the lifter changed to Kalya of Albania for 180, and same thing here. It's been a long time since we've seen him come out. 5 kilos up from his opening attempt at 175. That situation where at this point any of these lifts could be worth a medal.
Yeah.
And Kalya currently sits in 4th place with a 317 kilo total.
This makes this.
I think
Excuse me,
second place, yeah. That would bump Bunsuk to 3rd place. Success. Really punched through, but just not quite enough there. So that was the last second attempt. All the remaining just have 3rd attempts remaining. So right now it's who can make their 3rd attempt.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. I think the total. So I think people are really going after this clean and jerk record and battling for that 2nd and 3rd overall position. This will be a 6 kilo increase from his 2nd attempt, which actually this will bump him up into first place.
For the time being, we should say.
Right. Great clean. Needs to hold. Oh, so close.
Yeah.
So close. So he's credited with 174. He currently sits in 2nd place overall. He does go home with a silver medal snatch with that 147 snatch. And again, overall in 2nd place, but that could change depending on what happens with these other lifters. So Kinge Matam is asking for 181, which brings up Yakubov. 3rd and final attempt at 180, but I think he's going to move up too because he just did 179. It's just a matter of who's going to move up higher here. So Kaya right now is the lifter at 180.
Message from none other than the one and only Ian Wilson. Apparently, the lifter we've been calling Kalya, which I have to say I heard over the PA system, is pronounced Talia.
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 Okay.
Looking forward to seeing him lift as well.
Absolutely.
So, Talia, Bryken Talia, coming out for his 3rd and final attempt, 180.
Him into 3rd place overall if successful. actually a better clean than the second attempt. Needs to hold. No, not
Too
today.
much.
So he's in 4th place currently, and
That's where.
so unfortunately no medals for Talia. 181 in the bar, 3 competitors asking for this weight, the first of which is Kanai out of Japan. To bump his total, if made, to 322 and put him in the silver medal position overall. So big lift here with clean and jerk. So a really, really big lift for the 21-year-old. Boy, it's amazing. Tom to think that they're in the same weight class.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of different ways to assemble a 69-kilo athlete.
Yes, there are.
And get this over. It is best internationally. 172.
Ballsy lift there.
Gave it a good effort. Just 317, 5th place overall, 4th in the jerk. 3 lifts remain in the set. France's Bernardin Kingue Matan, Korea's Young-Sik Won, and the Uzbek lifter Doston Yokubov.
And he's asking, the Uzbeki is asking for 185. So,
yeah.
So Kingue, I would be thoroughly impressed if he can pull this thing off.
I was impressed at the 170. 77 was good, but it looked heavy. He has done more in the past. 182. Wow. Yeah.
No, not today. The fact that he stood up with that clean.
Still impressive.
Still very impressive.
Now he's in 3rd place at the moment overall.
Yeah.
But we'll see if that stays.
Yeah, so Won of Korea is asking for 181. Currently in 2nd place in the clean and jerk, and of course 1st place in the total. So even if he makes this, 181, the clean and jerk, and the snatch, of course.
Yeah.
So this would be to potentially sweep all 3 gold medals, but there is still 1 lift remaining after.
International competition, Won has only made 1 of his 3rd attempt. 12.
Very great clean. Psyched.
Let's see what the judges say.
I thought that looked pretty good.
I thought it looked all right. The jury is looking at each other. You think
a rare occurrence to overturn it in the positive
it's beyond
direction.
Rare.
I think
the
it's worth a
unicorn
stop
of
clock.
weightlifting.
I mean, let's take a closer look here. And time between the clean and the jerk, and let's look closely at those elbows. I think
the judges sitting
stop
there
the clock,
stone-faced.
Please, everybody's staring at them.
Wow.
There's boos.
The crowd is not happy about that.
Yeah,
they want to see good lifts, and I thought that was pretty good. That's a rough call. The judges, it's like looking at the beaches of Easter Island, stone-faced.
Everyone's staring at the back of those people's heads right now. Well, let's.
Yeah.
184 kilos on the bar for the Uzbekistaner Doston Yokubov. He's currently. This would bump his total up to 319, which would put him in the bronze medal overall position.
Yeah.
Big lift.
Especially too heavy.
Scraped right up against his knees throughout.
13th in the snatch, first in the clean and jerk.
Wow. So here's the clean and jerk results. We saw the Uzbekistan lifter Yokubov at 179, Juan at 178 in the.
Nobody made a third clean and jerk.
A lot of red.
Nobody.
Just one line of red.
Actually, only 2 athletes in the entire thing in both sessions.
Yeah, and those, it looks like those were both B sessions that made those third lifts. So really, really unfortunate. You got to come, you got to make your lifts here, and we'll take a look at the total results here. So, of course, Juan from Korea, 326. Thailand in the silver medal position. And, of course, Kinge Matam in the third place position.